meth lab, so right at home.
That's exactly where it should be.
Yeah, exactly.
It's funny, he says that all the time, but it's not a
No
joke.
one believes
Yeah,
it.
no one believes me.
legit
It's
an
just like, play it off.
He wasn't always a comedian.
I'm still not.
That's true.
Yeah, not getting these huge 40-minute sets.
Oh, it's not anything that great.
Oh, come on.
It was good though. It was a good vibe, little small crowd. It was a small crowd.
Yeah.
But it was actually really good. I didn't mind it being a smaller crowd because I didn't feel as much pressure then.
Yeah, for sure.
So it was like, fuck, I've got 40 minutes to fill out. Well, originally I had 30 minutes, and I was like, he was like, my guy that does the cellar room. He was like, whatever. He's like, if you do 40, you do 40, man. If you got 30, do 30. If you're 25, fucking do 25. Who cares? And I was like, yeah, cool. So I sort of like wrote out the set list, and then as the show was starting, I was sort of like adding to that set list, and I kept going and going and going. And I was like, I might have 40 here.
Yeah.
So I just started going, and it was good, man. It was awesome. It was actually really, really good. Had a lot of the people that were there had an amazing time.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah, nice.
I
That's what
spoke
you
to a
want.
few of them afterwards, and they were like, "Oh, you're like a real comedian." I'm like,
That's what I said.
"Thanks so much."
Before we get here, he usually shit.
We saw this James guy a week ago. He's fucking shit.
Fuck, it's the owner's name. Oliver.
Okay.
Oliver, the owner, went down, and the manager was down as well. They come check it out. And,
Okay.
I finished up after it, and afterwards he was like, "Oh, so you coming back?" And I was like, "Oh yeah, I'll definitely be coming back." I was like, "This is a sweet little setup. It's a great little room." He's like, "No," he's like, "Yeah, you're like a real comedian, like, you know." And I was like, "Okay,
Thanks.
I don't know what that means, but sure."
Yeah, we don't.
It means I might pay you next.
Yeah. Well,
We don't get many of them in Brisbane.
no. Well, I went to. I was at Raw on Thursday night.
Yeah. Okay.
And because I'm doing Raw in Cairns in March.
Yeah. Sweet.
And I was at Raw on Thursday night, and I was just watching the acts, and I went, "Ooh, this isn't real competition." as cocky as that sounds,
Yeah.
you could just tell. I was like, "Oh, everyone on the lineup had been doing it for 5 minutes."
Okay.
Yeah.
I think there was like 3 of them. It was their first time.
Yeah, I've heard that.
And,
I've heard a few people.
Is this that competition thing you were talking
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Raw's like the national open mic competition,
Okay.
and I think
Biggest one in
Yeah.
some southern hemisphere.
about? Okay.
basically each state has heats and stuff, and then the final is at Melbourne International Comedy Festival.
Yeah, and
Oh.
then if you make it through, like if you win the
Yeah.
competition, then you'll get a spot on the International Comedy Festival.
Yeah.
So
So
it's a pretty big deal. 'Cause
Yeah.
That's like a lot of people have like springboarded their career, like jumped 2 years in their career by doing it that way.
yeah,
Okay.
for sure.
Just
But-
getting high up in the comps.
Yeah.
Like I did last year. I went through to the nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I was like one heat away from going into the Melbourne heat.
yeah,
Yeah.
sweet.
But like anything as a comedian, you have opportunities, you take those opportunities, and you royally just fist fuck them into nothing. You know, like everyone. Like, fuck. So like I fucked up the last heat. I choked on stage. Well, I didn't choke on stage as much as I got through the first heats on some pretty real PG rated stuff, and I fucking hate PG rated stuff. Like
Okay.
I'm definitely on the other side. Like I will say the one thing that you're like, oh, you can't joke about that.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
Cool. I have 3 already, so let's go with that.
Yeah.
So for me, like doing these competitions, they're like no racism, no sexism,
Yeah.
no homophobics,
Have fun.
no tranny jokes, no blah blah blah. And I'm just like,
Fuck, really?
I'm like, cool. And they're like, and you can't say the word cunt. And I'm like, oh, but that's like 90% of my set. Like,
And it's not even the most offensive word out there.
no,
Like,
no.
Not in Australia, anyway.
No, definitely not
Like,
what I say on stage
when
anyway.
when people say, when people when they say don't say the F word, and it's like, well, you know, it's not fuck. It's the other one.
Yeah, yeah,
It's like
yeah,
the
yeah.
F word now has changed.
Yeah.
yeah.
The C word is, I guess, still the C
Yeah, it
word.
took me a second.
So-
I was like, what are you talking about?
It's a funny story. So I was doing fuck, what was it? It was
I just want to interrupt real quick before
Oh,
we
yeah,
get too
go
far
for
into it, just so we don't get 50 minutes in and not
Yeah.
have you guys.
I was letting
And
him
I'm
roll. I was
fucking
letting him
and
roll.
I'm bad for that shit. Don't just let me go, man.
No.
It was like a 16-hour tangent.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
like, and then if you think about it, how the Earth actually spins.
Oh, we'll get there.
Really?
That's flat, man.
I heard on fucking what was it? Fucking protect our parks.
Okay.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
On Rogan, they were doing number 6, and he's like, okay, everyone, pause this, stop this podcast, and then just fast forward 2 hours in and start there and have fun.
Okay.
I was like, holy shit, and I did it. Right.
Okay.
I went back and listened to the
Oh,
whole
yeah,
thing.
you're like, okay,
I
yeah.
was like, all right.
Good call.
It was like 10 minutes. I was like, I'm going to stop this. And you just drop into this conversation. You're like, what is happening? How did they get to this point? So, just stop me on the runaway.
No, I think Adrian just
Fucking
wanted a
freight
little
train.
introduction. So we got Macca from the where are you from? Cairns. Exactly Cairns?
Yeah,
Sweet.
yeah, up from Cairns.
I knew it was like North Queensland somewhere.
Yeah, far north Queensland.
Once we get past the sunny coast, it's all just just Queensland to me.
Ding, 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 ding.
You just come down to do some comedy shows.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So there are two reasons I'm down. So one is to do shows down here. And the second one is I'm actually here for a
Podcast.
a glorious, wonderful, definitely not meth lab style podcast.
Hey, that's
The
one of our
extraction pens are
promotions.
still in here, so that's good.
Exactly.
Don't judge us on the album art.
Well, he's one of my favourites.
Yeah.
I liked
It's
what he did later in his career. Actually, it was.
The chicks all forgot about it, though.
Yeah. I know. No one remembers the greats or the rapes. So no, I was down here for that, and then I'm also down here for there's a marketing seminar that I'm down for.
Okay,
but
cool.
one of the main speakers of the marketing seminar is David Goggins.
Oh, sweet.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm
So
going.
I'm a huge fucking fan. Oh, you going?
Yeah, on Monday, yeah.
Sick. Yeah, excellent. Oh, cool. I'll see you there.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Did you get a VIP ticket or a normal ticket?
No, I'm not just rich.
I'm
I'm one of those, you know how you're like a proper comedian? I'm one of those open mic ones.
definitely not a proper comedian. I'm not rich. I'm sure we'll be paying for that at some point.
Yeah,
No, my wife actually got it for me for my
cool.
birthday and anniversary because I'm a legit Goggins mantra. That dude lives inside my fucking head. He got me into running and marathon training and marathons and just insane. Just basically anything. I was like, oh, that's super difficult to do. I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
How much were the tickets?
yeah,
Are
it's
they
a
super
weapon.
expensive?
$1,000 for the VIP ticket.
Yeah.
Is that just close to the front?
It's priority seating. You end up in a
You get the most spit landing on you while he tells you you're a piece of shit.
Oh, dude.
You're a bitch. Like, you don't even know me, man. Come
I'm
on.
up the front holding my nipples being like, spit in my mouth.
There's got to be a sex move
100%.
out there called the Goggins.
Oh,
It's
100%.
like having sex with someone, just calling them a bitch the whole time.
No, it was like popping 16 Viagra and seeing how long they can withstand it.
Yeah, ripping your toenails off and not complaining about it.
My dick's falling off. Keep going.
I'm fucking on broken dick.
Shit running down my legs.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Yeah, I don't know how much our tickets were, but I'll be having a word to my wife.
I think that.
We didn't get VIPs. She bought them for me.
Is your wife coming along?
Yeah.
Oh,
She wasn't too
sad.
keen to, because
Dude, there's no way.
She's racist as.
because same deal. Like
I just can't wait to see one of them in real life.
I'm like
So
pretty
you're
obsessed.
shorter than I thought.
Yeah, I'm pretty obsessed with him as well, and
Yeah.
just like
Excellent.
always
Fuck
got
yeah.
him in my ears and shit.
Yep.
And have you heard of Akira the Don?
Yes.
Any of you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I've heard of him. I actually think I just started following him on Instagram.
Yeah, right. So basically, he's like a music artist, but he gets all like Rogan clips and
Yep.
David Goggins clips and Jocko clips
Yep.
and puts them to sick beats. And I just
okay.
like always put those albums on. And
Yeah,
just,
shit, yeah.
It's so fucking like sick just to have it pumping.
100%. 100%.
But yeah, Nikita's coming with me, but she's not too keen to because she's like seen.
She knows what
watching
it's
some of his
about.
Well,
videos.
you know what the funny thing is? He's only a speaker.
Yeah,
So at
exactly,
the end of the
yeah.
day, like you're going to be there. It's going to be a marketing thing. It's going to be like.
You're selling a book.
Yeah.
Guess he's got a new one coming out, or?
His
Yeah,
new
he's
book's
just
just
released
dropped.
it,
So with VIP tickets, you get a signed copy of it.
Oh, yeah, cool.
And then you get like access to the private marketing Facebook group. But the guy who's actually running it, the main dude, he's like a world renowned with marketing and entrepreneurial sort of shit. And so he's the main speaker, and it's his sort of seminar that he's getting speakers to. And apparently there's like celebrity guests coming. There's like 3 drop-in celebrity guests coming and that sort of stuff. So we don't know who we're going to get apart from Goggins and that. So
Yeah.
we might get some cool people. But have you heard of Courtney Dauwalter?
Is she an ultramarathoner herself? She's on Rogan as well?
She's the one she smashes candies.
Dude,
Yeah.
she's an absolute savage beast of a person.
Yeah.
Like she's a mental case.
Didn't she
100%.
she beat the second place who was a dude by like a few hours?
Like 10 fucking 10 hours, bro.
Crazy,
Like she did.
And she was running blind at one
Moab 240. Yeah, the Moab
That's
240.
right.
She's running to. They get runner's blind. It's basically like
No, she fell over and smacked her head.
Yeah. So when they're running for that long, they don't know what causes it, but basically, like your focal point in your pupils is the pinhead. It's like you can focus on one point at one time, but you can't focus on multiple times. So what happens is they think that your body is in such a state of destruction that it tries to prioritize your vitals, one of those being visual. So your brain fucking just shuts down everything out, and you end up seeing through a pinhole. So that's how she was running. I call it runner's blindness. And like, you can't see anything. So she's like in the middle of the night, slept for a minute over the last 36 hours. And she's like, falls over, smashes her face and like just gets up and keeps going.
Yeah.
I
can't have smoke at work because I don't want to get back up.
I had a crazy idea the end of last year. I think I even told you guys when I was fucked up one day about trying to get Goggins on the podcast.
Oh my god. So terrible.
It was never going to happen. But I was just like,
we might get more than 10 views.
Write that down.
I was like, do you reckon Goggins would come on if I was just like, I'm not going to stop running until you reply to me, Goggins, and I just like kept doing stories like every couple of hours.
What? He probably would,
because you've got to like talk to him in his language.
Yeah,
so I'm like,
100%.
Like 2 months into this run, I'm like, come on, Goggins, fucking come on the podcast.
Yeah, generate a hashtag. That's
yeah,
what you need to
exactly.
do.
Hey, you know what the funny thing was though? He'd be like, "Yeah, I'll do it." You gotta fucking run first, though.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're like, "Yeah, I can do that." And he's like, "All right."
Yeah.
When you hit 500Ks.
Let's see how that goes for you.
Yeah.
6 months later, you're like, are you? And he's like, "I'm not impressed, bitch."
You didn't run enough.
Yeah, I'm not in Australia anymore.
Yeah.
Run till I next come out.
Yeah. Fuck.
He sits down and sees Bill Cosby. He's like, "What the fuck? I love Bill Cosby."
Yeah, he was a true runner. He was running from everything. Running from fears, running from emotional distress.
Lawyers,
taxation agent.
He comes up every podcast.
Stop running and then you get caught.
I was going to say that you might as well just have a picture of Epstein.
Yeah, he's a focal point.
Oh, Epstein. That's
Yeah.
We need a wall. We need the wall of shame.
Yeah.
The wall of
If you're going to do Epstein, you've got to have him hanging.
with toilet paper.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
He choked on oxygen, that guy.
Yeah, totes.
No, he didn't kill himself.
Yeah, no, 100%. I
On
don't.
record.
I
It's
don't
on
know.
record.
CBS said he did, so
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, well,
Of course.
if the government said.
yeah, the internet.
Oh, my gosh.
I wonder if that island's still for sale. It's a
know.
bargain. I saw a
Turn it into a podcast.
I saw an island for sale in Nicaragua. Is that how you say it?
Nicaragua.
Nicaragua.
Yeah, for 450K.
Fuck
Okay. But how big was it?
5 acres.
All right.
True.
Is that an island or is it just like a sandbank?
and it probably
I
goes
feel
on-
like that's a sandbank.
No, it had a
go on.
3-bedroom house on it.
It's not just an island. It's like the first thing to go under at high tide. It's like a fucking house. It's like, you've bought Atlantis.
Yeah. 20% of the year, it's above water.
Yeah. Beautiful ocean views for about 5 minutes.
Yeah, here we go.
Didn't they find Atlantis recently?
Oh, they think they know where it is.
Yeah.
They think via ancient tests and that they have an idea of where it's actually located, but there's no definitive answer.
You'll never prove it, will you? Unless it was a sign they found.
You
a buried sign.
literally have to find documentation with the location and then confirming documentation at that location or confirming things at that location.
And back then they probably would have called it something different. We've probably named it.
That's
Atlantis.
right. Yeah, exactly right. The earliest reference to it is in a Sumerian text about. The earliest reference of it was it's not Galileo. It's
Library of Alexander.
yeah. Well, it's no. They've got documentation of its existence, and it's like an ancient script that talks about a dude went to Egypt and spoke to the pharaohs, and that he was like, "Hey, where did this sort of technology come from?" And they said, "Oh, the ancient ones taught us," and they were referring to the ancient advanced civilization of Atlantis. But have you guys been watching that fucking Netflix shit, Ancient Aliens? Oh, Ancient Apocalypse. Do yourself a favour.
Is that Graham Hancock?
Yeah.
I've been meaning to watch it.
Dude, as you start watching it, you're just like, oh, fuck. But then, like, the first 2 episodes, you're like, 100% correct. 100%. That is right. 100% proving his point very well here. And we're, like, 1 episode in. So, no.
Is that the island?
It's fucking cool.
Yeah, this is the island that's for sale. So it's like, that's it there. It's like a legit little island.
Should you?
Fit some tunnels in
it. Where's it in? Nicaragua?
Yeah.
You just have to worry about the pirates then.
What's the catch? Is it haunted?
No, it is pirates. That's the catch. They're not like the cool Disney pirates either. They don't sing songs or anything like that. Yeah, they're not jumping out of a U-boat onto your land going, ahoy, matey!
Treasure.
Yeah.
Care for some rum?
They are, they are waking you up in the middle of the night going, we are the captain now. And you're like, oh, fuck.
This island? No, we bought this island.
Yeah, that's right. This is our house now.
So who owns it and who's selling it?
I don't know who owns it, but you are.
Pirates own it.
You are house
I was going to
hunting.
say a cartel of some sort, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Why don't you just buy that?
I should, eh?
You should.
Do you reckon there's many cabinet making factories on there?
Start one.
Be the first cabinets made out of coconut trees.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Or it could be the excuse to get out of it.
Imagine trying to get some deliveries.
I was going to say, you'd never get, how do you get food?
I dare say there'd be it'd either be a shipping port or there would be you would jump in a ship and you go.
Yeah, I think you've got to have your own boat. A
helicopter pad.
You rock up in a tinny.
From what I was reading the other day, I think it's about 4 k's offshore from 12 miles. So what's that?
Where do you put your mailbox?
23 kilometers.
Yeah, okay.
Do they have the equivalent of a postie bike as a jet ski?
Probably not.
It's only. What's that? So it's only 22 kilometres offshore. It's not really that far. You'd do that in a tinny. Easy.
Swim it. Goggins would swim it.
Yeah, deep.
With his fucking hands tied behind his back. Bleeding.
Just one of those dolphin flipper things on the sea.
He's like, I've never fought a shark before.
We we went down the coast last week.
Yeah.
The water just reminded me. And I don't know what was going on. I don't know if there was a yacht convention or some shit, but it was as we were driving out of SeaWorld, you know how the marina's there? Mm. There was these 3 fucking, the biggest yachts I've ever seen in person. These things were cruise ships.
Super
we
yachts.
we saw 2 of them, and then we got past the last one, and this one was twice the size of the other 2.
They were what are those little boats they have on the back of ships?
Yeah, it looked like that.
22-foot yachts on the back of...
Yeah.
That's your Tinder.
Yeah. This one had a helicopter on top, had a fucking another boat on that boat that you could just drop in.
The helicopter had its own boat.
And shit. Yeah. Anyway, I'm frothing my pants over this, and I'm like, fuck, that's sick. And I hear my mum from the passenger seat go, oh, look, it's the Aquaduck. And the Aquaduck was just driving in the background. So do you know what the Aquaduck is?
No, is that...
Oh. It's one of those...
it's like a bus, but...
I was going to say, the flatbed
Yeah.
bus and truck looking thing that
Yeah,
drives
and you
in the
can
water.
drive in the water. Yeah, I was
it's one of those vehicles that would have came up in the 60s or 70s and people would have thought, this is the fucking future. Everyone will have an Aquaduck.
100%.
Dude, they're still trying to do that at the moment. They're like, this car drives on water. You're like, that's fucking stupid, all right? That is 100% the dumbest fucking thing I've ever seen in my entire life.
Salt water.
To be fair,
yeah.
To be fair, it's probably not a bad idea.
Have you ever been
I've seen some
I've never
trolls that
been
can
on
drive in water.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy, man. You see the creek crossings when the cars go under?
Basically under. Just a snorkel.
Yeah, it's just
in the back up. Yeah.
Through it and they get across the river and you're like, oh, cool. You just was like, I want to die today.
Have you seen that video? These young P-play cunts are on Straddie Island or something in their Hilux, and the water is it's past their windows and shit.
Yeah.
And they've just given up, so they're just smashing piss in the water.
Just smashing tinnies in the water. Yeah. No, that's fucking gold.
Yeah.
I loved it. I love all that sort of shit, man. Just watching our entire race and civilization just destroy itself is always entertaining.
It's good, eh?
It is.
When do you think it'll end? Put a year on it.
Oh, dude.
What will end,
The
though?
world.
No,
Do you reckon our kids will get to grow up
Yeah.
to have a normal life?
No, fuck no. No,
They'll grow up. It won't be normal.
Dude, they'll grow up in
Have you
shitty
got
times.
kids?
Me, yeah. I've got a little girl, so,
For now.
Yeah.
choice.
Come on, it's not China.
I've got a kid for now until the world does, and I have to end up trading her for food or something.
Yeah. Girls will be more expensive.
Well, probably.
Get
petrol.
2 cobs of corn.
Well, I don't know. The way the world's going, it might just be cute little boys that will be the
how old is your girl?
My little one, year and a bit.
Okay.
Have you transed her yet?
No, we're letting her decide. Oh my God.
I can't.
Don't even get me. Don't even.
I just listened to.
Unless you want to cancel this before it even kicks off the ground.
I said the word.
Don't pull that pin.
We're uncancelable.
We haven't got ad revenue to get to lose.
We're past the 10 minutes for YouTube, so now we can go nuts.
You're like, hey, good luck, dickheads. We are nobody. You cannot cancel us ever.
Is that guy?
I'll cancel myself.
I forgot his name's in America. He was just on a podcast today, and he had a 2-year-old girl, boy or whatever it was, boy, yeah. And so his wife wanted to.
It's confusing. Isn't it?
They them. So the mum wanted to trans him into a girl because
they make their own decision, man.
So she decided for him because he wanted the girl toy in a Happy Meal box.
Yep. And
he also picked, like, they're at the shop, and he wanted this little golden purse thing with a unicorn on it. Yeah. So she's convinced. And so they end up getting a divorce because she wanted to put all the hormone therapy on him. And so he's taken her to court for custody and shit. He's lost 100% custody. They don't have to notify him about any medical procedures or anything. They've let her skip state. So any laws, anything that they resolve, she doesn't have to do anything because she's out of state.
You know what's hectic now is that there's laws in I think it's California. They just passed laws at that at a grade school level, reaffirming
gender care
and like puberty blockers, and that can be prescribed by a school nurse to a child, even if their parents don't agree. Yeah, and their parents can get fined and taken to jail for things like, child abuse because of the fact that they're like, hey, no, you can't.
Neglecting them of medication.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about this, and he was like, what would you do if that happened? Like, if, and I was like, what if my kid decided that they wanted to be trans? And he was like, yeah. And I was like, I really don't have a fucking problem with it at all. It's like, look, you do you. But I would hope that they're at an age where they can make mature decisions about that sort of stuff,
I'll let them pretend to be what they want to be, but until they're at an age, like a legal age,
where you can beat them,
like they can, because most of the time they grow out of it or whatever. It's just that.
He's like, yeah, totally, 100%. Oh wait, what did I agree to?
I don't know. It's just a fucked up thing.
Yeah,
I think you're born your biological thing, right? Like, say your boys are born.
Firstly, this is the problem that you got. You're speaking their language, which is you're born a biological. That's their language that they're using. No. You're born male or female. That's like, this is the biggest problem that I have with it. Right? It's like, whatever you feel like you want to be 100%. Be, if you feel like that, that's no worries at all. But let's stop making decisions based off small, intricate behavioural tendencies in children, and moving that forward into something as serious as
because of your ideology
and irreversibly.
100% irreversible. And I think if you do push that on a child, I think you're 100% liable for child abuse.
And 100%. I agree.
A friend of mine said that to me the other day. They go, what if they were? And I was like, I don't care. He goes, but what if it was like the situation took me, like the missus was like, and I was like, she'd be in a hole in the ground for sure. Like 100%. She would just. That would be like Gone Girl, Aussie style. Mate, I haven't fucking seen her, right?
Right now, my son's
this is Wolf Creek.
Yeah.
Slim Shady.
Yeah, I'm from Mount Isa, cunt, all right? There's plenty of places out there, I'll take you.
Yeah.
We're going for a drive.
We're camping.
Yeah. Mummy went to a farm.
Like the other week, my oldest son wanted to paint his toenails for whatever reason.
Did you beat him?
Oh, God, it's beginning.
Yeah. That's the thing. Like, so my missus wouldn't let him until I got home from work.
What?
And then she's like, go and ask Dad what you want to do. As if I was going to fucking blow up and be like, you're not fucking painting your toenails. And I'm like, if you want
go for it, right?
Yeah, I'm like, if you want to paint them, but know that that's going to be on your toes for like the next week or so.
Yeah,
you'll be called a bitch.
And my love for you will end today.
Now my
but you do
son.
you. Yeah. That's right. Now I'm going to buy you a fucking tutu, all right? That's years and years and years of being bred and lived in Mount Isa.
My parents used to say that shit. On the way to
100%.
footy, my parents would be like, if you don't score a try today, we're signing you up to ballet. Like, as if that's, and I'm like, so I'm
bit
on
of
the
harmless,
field.
bit of harmless ribbing
Exactly.
from your family members.
I'm on the footy field going, fuck, I don't want to go to ballet on Monday.
Yeah.
I need to score a fucking try.
Just let me score, guys. Let me score, please. I don't want to go to ballet. Oh, fuck yeah.
I feel like you're around our age, so it's like just a generational thing. It's
Wait,
so
how old are you?
Yeah. I'm 30.
30 yet.
30 something. 4?
35.
Yeah,
both
you and me are the
35.
same.
Yeah, 35.
35, yeah, 100%. Okay. You do the same as I do. I'm like 30.
I forgot.
4 to 50. One of those.
Something
I'm
like,
I'm in between
I'm
there
30
somewhere.
something.
Yeah, that's 100%.
Yeah.
As soon as you hit 30, it's like, when am I going to die?
I feel like we just...
Nah, man, I'm the opposite, eh? Like, I'm juicing my 30s.
Really?
Like, not juicing. But like 100%, like I fucking love my 30s. 100%. This is for me, it's like hands down, this is the best fucking age that I've been so far.
Okay.
100%.
But do you think that's like...
Because of having kids?
because of your mindset and like the things that you're into and what you're doing?
Yeah, 100%. I'm way more... I don't want to say mature because that's... we all know. Yeah. I'm way more mature and I never lie. But no, like fucking... Just, my ability, my mental ability, my maturity that I'm at now, point in my life that I'm at, everything's fucking, like, even though we're not doing well financially or anything like that, I'm doing okay. Yeah. And it's just like, it's this point in my time, I'm like, fuck yeah, I love everything that's going on at the moment.
Yeah, that's
good. The pressure that I put on myself for work, the pressure that I put on myself as being a stand-up comedian, like those different levels, and then the things I do physically where I'm pushing myself physically, and like all of that, and then like just my marriage, my daughter, all those sorts of things. There's parts of that life that aren't where I want them to be, but that grind and that struggle, it's fucking great. And I like my wife way better now than I did when we were first together. That is something. When she hit like 33, 34, just turned into a way cooler person to be around.
Yeah, I feel like too,
just a marriage tip for anyone out there. If you are married,
just stick it out.
Stick it out, man.
Is that a romantic thing? Is that like a backhand compliment to say to your wife? Like, I love you way more than I used to.
Oh, I think that's the only compliments I give my wife.
Yeah.
Since I stopped giving her backhands.
Suck.
That's like saying, wow, you've lost weight. She's like, what?
Yeah. Oh, you're not as fat as you used to be. That's cool.
I like how positive you are about yourself, and then your shirt says, I'm dead inside.
Oh, yeah, no. This is my favourite fucking shirt. I've got this one out. So, one of these things happened. It was like fucking...
I feel like the odd one out, actually.
As soon as he rocked up in a white shirt, I'm like, fuck.
Here we go.
I was like this fucking close to wearing a plain white t-shirt. I'm not even going to lie.
Get the message.
Yeah. No, we're just trying to keep, that like... That interracial balance.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about some edgy stuff.
Yeah. You're the token, not coloured white.
Token Asian.
Token Asian.
Token albino.
Token racist. And
I feel like I'm probably somewhat hitting that stage as well. Because I feel
racist.
At a certain point, they all just start sucking.
Yeah. No, enter in that like stage where you do things that you want to do rather than what you like feel like you had to do, I guess.
Yeah.
Hence we're sitting here right now.
Because,
like when you're 15 and shit and you're like, I don't want to be 30.
Yeah.
But then, having like the change of life that I've had in the last 10 years, just like stopping playing music, and I don't even listen to music anymore. I listen to like podcasts and shit. And I felt like if I'm not listening to something that's like a little cerebral, if I just have music playing all day, I just feel fucking bored.
Yeah.
So I need to have like a conversation with me. So I've always wanted to listen to shit that I can learn from.
Yeah,
so it kind of it's like reading and shit. Like
100%.
Since having kids too, it just fucking changes you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, for sure. Kids is one of those things, man, where it's just like
until it happens, you don't know. You're just like
and you have so little of an idea of how it is. Like it's so far from anything that you could possibly imagine. Yeah. Like I got like friends that have just had a baby like 2 or 3 weeks ago, and like when I had mine a year and a bit ago, we weren't really like he's one of my best mates. And we hadn't really connected for like a year. Like he lives in Cairns with me, but I fucking barely see him. Yeah. He like saw my daughter once, and it was like this real weird thing. And then he had a kid, and then all of a sudden he was like, "Hey, we need to catch up."
We have something in common again.
Yeah. So it's one of those things where until you join that club, you're so far outside the scope, like you have no idea what you're talking about at all when it comes to, like, oh, just pop down for a drink. You're like, what are you fucking mental? Are you mental? Yeah. That's never going to happen. Ever.
I just love how you can say words again that you couldn't say before. Like poo and wee wee. It's like so much fun.
I hate it.
I'm not gonna lie, my mind went somewhere different with that one.
I can finally say I can finally say "come buddy" without sounding weird. Now. I can be like, "Come buddy."
What? Wait,
Yeah,
what?
come buddy, it's time to go. Instead of like, "Oh, this is Frank, my come buddy."
This used to be my catchphrase.
Yeah. Meaning that I got to stop calling the wife that now.
When did you ever say "come buddy"?
I've never heard you say "come buddy."
The other day I was like, "Come buddy, we're gonna go now."
No,
Like,
not that. Before kids, when did you say "come buddy"?
That was the joke. It was like you can't say
my
shit
God.
like that. You'd never really say "come buddy" to anyone.
He's also not a stand-up comedian.
I'm definitely not a stand-up comedian.
He's dabbled.
He's dipped his toe in the water.
Yeah.
I made a joke
Yeah,
once
you
and
done
these
an open
guys
mic?
fucked me for it.
Yeah, well, welcome to being fucking stand-up comedian.
I just
I'm not gonna try.
I like the nights where you're like, oh, the punchline to that's easy, and then you'll say it, and then there'll be no reaction, and I'm like, oh,
Dude,
I
so
wish you'd get
No,
on
but
stage one night.
Even if it was brilliant, you guys would just like.
No, if it
smirk
was
at me.
funny, I would laugh.
I agree.
There was one where you guys laughed, and then I mentioned that could be a punchline. And you guys, nah, it's shit.
Yeah, because you made a point of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Don't ever try to be anything, dude.
Yeah. Nobody says a joke
Yeah.
on stage and goes, "That was the punchline."
How about you give me that shirt because I'm dead inside right now.
Fuck yeah. That's one of the funnest things about being a stand-up that I love is just having a room full of people go, oh, you can't fucking say that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just like, that's one of the things I'm known for in Cairns is like, they're like,
You know what that is?
well,
That's them not knowing that they can't say that.
yeah.
And then you said it, and you're like,
Yeah.
it's jealousy.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I'll go with. It's not that they don't like me.
No, joke.
Yeah, you're just jealous of me. That's all this is. You guys wish you were that clever. Huh?
You wish you were up on stage.
Yeah. The microphone is not yours. But yeah, no, that's one of my favorites, and I'm fucking definitely known for that. Like just what was it? Not last week before. I had 2 just horrendous shows back to back. It was just like I got sick and tired of I felt like I was getting to a point with my set where I was just saying stuff that I was like, I've said this joke a bunch of times, and
Oh, okay.
I'm really aware of that. Like, once I stop trying to get a laugh out of a joke, once I stop trying to do the joke, and I'm like, I'm just throwing it out because I know it's going to work. Like that, there I'm like, all right, cool, stop doing that joke now, and I'll go to something where I'm like, how many times can I say the F word on stage before somebody gets upset? And I found out it's 4. So
Which F word?
the main one,
The original one?
Far Cry, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, the OG F word that you're not allowed to say.
Yeah.
It's actually really fucking funny. So this actually come up before when we were talking. So I did FNQs, or Fun Queensland's Funniest, which is a competition we had up there. We had like 15 comedians, and so I won that. I was just about to get on stage. We were in the green room and we're having a conversation. There was all the comedians were there, right? And there was this I like to call them newborn lesbians. You know those people? Have you ever met a newborn lesbian before? They're the like
feminist.
No. They're like the 40-something divorcees that are like, men are shit.
yeah.
I like a vagina now.
Okay.
Because they can't get a man yet.
Yeah, exactly right.
Feminist.
'Cause- yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
They hate men so much that they're like, I want a woman now.
The
But I'm still going to tell men
mutual,
how to
isn't it?
live.
I'm a feminist. Kill yourself.
That's it. They want to tell men how to like be men.
Yeah.
But also, I don't want anything to do with men.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So we're backstage in the green room and we're talking anyway. And someone says to me, because I've got this joke where I drop the quote unquote bundle of sticks word.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. We got it.
That's how I'm going to say. That's my replacement for that word. Like N word is the replacement for that word.
Yeah.
That's what I say now.
Yeah,
Bundle
yeah.
of sticks. And people go,
Does anyone even understand?
Everyone
Hey?
knows that one though.
yeah. I think
Yeah.
everyone that was like 10 years older
I
in
think,
the 90s
I
knows
think it's
that
common
one.
knowledge.
Yeah. Or at least I like to explain it to people on stage. Bundle of sticks. What I'm referring to.
Yeah.
Look up Old English. Anyway, so I they're like, oh, you're gonna drop the F bomb tonight? You're gonna do the F slur? And I was like, what? What the fuck are you talking about? They're like, your F slur joke. You're gonna do that tonight? And I was like, oh, no, because it was part of the competition. There was 400 people. We're at CPAC, which is Cairns Performing Arts Theatre. So it's 400 seater. It's a huge, big venue, really public. And I was like, yeah, I'm not fucking Like, there's a competition. I understand that there's people that have put money into this, and I don't want to upset anyone in particular. Like, I can upset people in a room full of 50. That's fine. I don't give a fuck about that. But when my name's attached to somebody's business, where I'm like, hey, if I did this, I could cause your business harm. I won't do it.
It also hurts you in the future, I guess, right?
Well, it does to a point. I mean, I think there's situations like when I'm running my solo, if I want to say it, which I do, I'll say it because that's one of my opening jokes, right? And it seems to work. It's the one occasion where I can use that and it works every single time.
Okay.
Because it's not a conversation. You're not sitting on stage going, "Oh, you big old," So it's just a weird way that I go around it. And it seems to work every time. Anyway, so we're at the back and there's newborn lesbians like, "What F slow?
Say it.
What are you referring to?
My face.
What are you referring to?" Fucking hell. And I was like, I've got this joke where I say this.
You should have been like, I forgot the word.
Yeah. Good. We didn't say it into the microphone. That's great. I was like, don't worry, the guy with blonde hair said it's fine. It's definitely not.
No one's
He looks
listening.
like one.
Yeah.
I get a pass.
I've got this joke about, like, I actually thought I was gay when I was a kid.
Okay.
It's this whole thing. Anywho, I'll get back to the, again,
Joke.
tangents. So I've told this chick, I was like, this the joke, and she fucking lost it. She was like, "You cannot say that word. Have you ever fucked a guy? That's their word. You can't." And I'm like, whoa. I was like, first of all, who the fuck do you think you are? Yeah. You're a fucking nobody because no one knows who you are right now. So like, you've done stand up twice, so shut the fuck up, right? And secondly, I'll say whatever the fuck I want on stage. If I want to say it, I'll say it. And she was like, "Ugh," and she was like really going me. And she realized that no one in the room, because everyone in the room knows me and knows my style, that everyone in the room was like, "Yeah, that's just Macca. Like, good luck trying to tell him not to say something. He'll fucking do it." And so she sort of caught onto that and realized it, and then was like, "Oh, oh shit, okay. I don't have any." No one's backing me up in this argument, and then came up to me. It's so
interesting because, like, in normal situations, like, she'll probably get backed up.
Yeah, 100%. But we're in a room full of comedians. Like, that is the least of your issues, lady.
Is it the people who can complain are just giant targets for the comedians around?
Yeah, 100%.
Like when the heckler comes up, like, "You can't say that."
Oh, and like, you know what? So. I'll tell you a story after. See, I'm fucking terrible. I got stories for days, bitch.
I was worried because I had a quiet week this week.
Oh,
I'm like, fuck, what am I gonna
no, dude. You've opened Pandora's fucking box here. Now play with it.
You bundle of sticks, play with it.
Yeah. You big old bundle of sticks, you. So this whole thing went on. She realized, and she came up to me like 10 minutes later. She's like, "Oh, hey, no, like, I'm totally sorry about before. Like, you say what you want to say. Like, you obviously know, like, realize that, I know what I'm doing." Anyway, and I was like, "I'm not saying it anyway. Like, I wasn't going to say it, but you just made this big deal about it." So I'm literally like 5 minutes away from getting on stage. I'm standing off stage and I'm sitting there going,
"Do I say it?"
Fuck it, say it. And I was like, "No, don't say it." I had this big, dude, there was the devil and the angel were definitely on my shoulder. Unfortunately, the angel still says it.
Don't be a bundle of sticks.
Yeah. Angel's like, "Look at me, I look like a bundle of sticks." You just say you. And they're like, I was like, "Fuck it, don't." And I had it in my phone on my set list, and I literally I wrote it down. I was like, "Fuck, no, 100% you cannot say that. Like, do not, like, this is." And then it was like, "Bring on stage Macca Melody." I was like, "Fucking, I'm saying it." It's like, this is the worst. It's a fucking, like that. Like, I was like, I should have known that other side of me was never going to fucking win. Because I was like, "What are you, a bitch? Are you fucking scared?
What
are you fucking scared? Ruin your career before it even starts."
Did it go down well is the question.
Yeah, no, I opened with that, and fucking killer. I actually got 4 bundle of sticks to follow me afterwards.
I got so many sticks that night.
So many. A couple of big brown ones, actually. No.
I needed a wagon to pull all these sticks.
Yeah.
The twigs.
Yeah. But yeah, no. So I did that, and I got off stage, and she was like, "Oh, it actually wasn't that bad." I was like, "You think?" Like, I'm a professional.
Who's that guy that the comedian you guys just sent before who got cancelled today again?
Isaac Butts.
Butterfield.
Butterfield.
I watched that video he sent. It was his like I guess it was half an apology, but explaining how everything's out of context, blah, blah, blah.
Well, that because everyone brought it up with me, right? And I was like, I haven't seen the clip. Okay, whatever. And then I watched it, and I was like, oh, I was like, that's from fucking ages ago. Like he did that joke years ago. Yeah. But I think the mistake he made was he re-clipped it and put it back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Just a minute.
And you know what? And he would have went, look at what's happening at the moment. Check that out. Yeah. And 100% because he's like, I actually don't like him as a comedian. I think he's fucking horrific comedian. The hard thing being is that I'm a little bit old school like that. I'm like, you're a YouTube comedian. You came up in the YouTube era. Yeah. And when I've watched his shows, I'm like, oh, this is exactly what you do on YouTube. Yeah. Like, it's exactly the same. Yeah. You know, like, it's such a structured thing. And one of the best things I like about stand-up comedy is, like, you can have a whole premise of a whole joke and it can just go completely sideways. Yeah. And you need to recover from that quickly. Mm-hmm. And that fear of, like, fuck. Like, I've done that on stage where I'm like,
how do I get back in?
Yeah.
And I'm like,
like where you put everyone offside and then
100%, yeah, said something and it's just dropped. Like everyone in the audience all at once is just gone, fuck it. like everyone all at once, like you can just feel it, like that energy shifted instantly, and like, and you're on stage and you're like,
oh yeah,
fuck, and you like, where do I go from here? I've had that, and those situations is like. That's my fucking jam.
Yeah, like the best part of that,
I love sitting in it.
That's like David Goggins, like
suffering. Yeah. That mental fucking suffering. It's great.
But did you watch that 15-minute one of his explanation? And he's like, here's the clip, and it was him ripping on Aboriginals. And he's like, here's the clip in context. So he plays the bit before, and he's talking about how the French can say anything and it sounds romantic. Yeah, that's a 100% Carl Barron ripoff. Yeah, Carl Barron did it. He's like, you can say anything. And he's like, hey, going Cheryl. Like, that's his joke. And then he literally did the exact same thing, but with different words. Yeah. I'm like, shouldn't we be cancelling him for that?
And did you hear the part? He's like, he even says to the crowd, he's like, I forget his exact wording, but he basically said, should we go into what an Aboriginal person would say? And then someone in the crowd, like an Aboriginal person in the crowd goes, yeah, let's see what you've got. Like,
he's like, don't we love you? Or
something like that.
They're all in, like, they're all playing together.
That's the thing. Like, at a live show, everyone's keen for it. Like,
it's the internet.
You're paying to watch someone say shit that you can't say.
Yeah. And that's definitely. And
then you're showing it to the world, and everyone has a voice now. So everyone's like,
well, everyone's opinion is taken as something that actually fucking matters.
Everyone wants to criticize. No one wants to compliment.
100% doesn't. I actually got into it with I don't know. Do you guys know the group Horror Show?
Nah.
Okay, so Horror Show's an Aussie hip hop group. They're fucking great. Like I've been a fan of their stuff for ages. Like Aussie hip hop, like very much grew up on it, and been a fan of theirs for ages. Anyway, so they put a post up on Australia Day of the Aboriginal flag and the Torres Strait Islander flag. Right. And I sort of looked at it and I was like, like it's interesting that you did that on today because what you're doing is you're showing solidarity and you're showing appreciation and showing acknowledgement of the traditional people that live on this continent before we did, like traditional landowners. But that's weird because they never owned any land. It wasn't theirs. They just
the land. Yeah,
it was the land. That's right. And it wasn't until white Anglo-Saxons got here that they assigned ownership of the land. But I sort of said to him, I was like, hey, it's really interesting that you've picked today not to include the one flag that should be included, which is the Australian flag, which is, for many people, it's the representation of our multicultural country that we live in. And we're very fucking lucky. We are 100% a lucky country to be in because it's one of the only countries where you can very easily, freely express anything you want. It's still one of those countries where you still get that liberty, and you're not really getting jammed into two boxes. I think we're heading that way, like the US is. You're either Labor or Liberal, and it's like you're very quickly getting jammed into left and right, and it's getting politicized very, very quickly. And they had a quote under it, which was "always will be, always was, never conceded" or whatever, right? So that's the political slogan that they're using. And I said, well, it's just interesting, right? And he goes, well, if you read the actual initial content, we're just showing acknowledgement, rah. And I said, well, you are, but it's very interesting that this is the first time I've ever seen you do it on a day, and you've used a political slogan to do it. Yeah. I was like, it's just interesting, that's all. Anyway, we just everyone went backwards and forwards, And it was like multiple comments, people agreeing with me, people asking me, like somebody was like, well, what do you think we should do to fix the issue of, what's going on? And I was like, okay, so like I'll break it down, what I think. Anyway, so, very honest conversation, very open conversation. It was all very calm.
Yeah,
there was no
civil conversation.
there was no hatred, there was no hate comments, there was nobody going like fuck you, you're a fucking. There was none of that, and there was like thousands of comments on here.
It's when it gets black and white. It's either one or the other.
That's
but
right.
if you're
That's
like,
right.
I understand what you're doing,
but 100%.
That's what I think.
Yeah, and that's the way.
There is a middle ground. That's the thing. There is
this guy sort of said to me, he was like, well, I think it's this way, and I went, you know what? I do agree with you in most of your points. However, I think this way, and a lot of them. One of them was like. Yeah, but no one stands with them, no one represents them, rah. And I was like, well, do you think they're standing and representing the people in Alice Springs at the moment? Or Mount Isa? Because I got a text of what's going on in Mount Isa. My sister-in-law lives in Mount Isa, and she texted me the other day, and she was like, another typical Sunday morning, 3 cars stolen, all Prados, doing 100+ kilometres an hour through town, ramming cars on the side of the roads, ramming anything that's on the side of the road or that's on the road. And this is in a town where you can walk across the town in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
So like they're running absolute rampant
everyone
through
knows
town.
everyone.
Didn't another town go dry recently, like last week?
I think it's just the Northern Territory. They're trying to increment. It's not dry. They're just alcohol reduction laws.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And like you had this dumb bitch jump up on the news press release, and she was like, "This is a clear standing of white supremacy." I'm like. It's alcohol fueled violence that's happening in Alice Springs at the moment. It's fucking immense. I had a friend of mine, she's a comedian, she just came back from there, and she was like, we would carpool in one car to work so that only one car got damaged.
Right.
And that was every fucking night.
And it would get damaged.
She was like, you would never lock the doors in the car because they smash your windows to get in. And most of the time, just leave your windows down.
Yeah.
And just leave your car unlocked because, and then, whatever's in there is probably going to be gone 100% of the time.
Just leave them a $5 note to take.
Yeah, that's right. Leave them cookies laced with Rappers or something.
My parents, they're massively into caravanning, and the first trip they went out like mid-country. I don't know where it was, but it was like a heavily populated that way community. And
you can say Aboriginal,
very low.
it's okay. That word's not banned yet.
Yeah, it was very lower class.
Community.
I'm not
area.
saying it was them, but it was very lower class sort of
area.
area.
Right. So there was crackers there too.
You said it?
We can say crackers. That's fine.
They pulled up at this like spot where the caravans are.
And I'm having to start talking in the alphabet.
Yeah.
The A word, B.
Just start signing it.
Anyway, so they unhooked the caravan and they had to go into town
Right
to
now
get
you're
something.
like, fuck, this could have been a mistake.
I love it.
Yeah.
But
if anything, you are going to get clicks on this fucking video.
it's the wrong type of clicks.
Yeah.
So they had to unhook the caravan and they had to drive into town to get something. They hopped out of the car, went to walked into the convenience store. As they came back out, the whole someone had unbolted their entire because you got a massive caravan. It's not just a towable; it's the whole rack. The whole setup rack system. They unbolted that and took it.
The whole A-frame.
Yeah, and so they're stuck out in the middle of the fucking desert. And they're like, what the fuck? So obviously they do this a lot to tourists.
Yeah.
So Dad drove back to the caravan park and he's like, I'm fucking stuck here because I got an $80,000 Jayco sitting in the caravan park. I got no fucking way to get it home. Anyway, he met some dude there who he had sort of the same one, but it doesn't fit that car. He's Ranger. So he's like, fuck, come back to my house and I'll re-weld this. And he had to get this dude to custom make this thing, and then he sold it to him, and then he just got the caravan home.
Fucking
and he's like, he said some things about that town. I'm like, won't repeat them. He's like, I'm never fucking going back there again.
Yeah. That's right. I was in a conversation with my grandfather, and he dropped the N word.
Nice.
And invented that word, man.
Meant it. And meant it. That is the very first.
Clint Eastwood.
Dude. It was like a fucking. It was like a Huckleberry Finn novel. I was like, oh, Huck's around the corner. Fuck, here we go. So I was in this conversation with my grandfather, and he was like, I was down in Tully and I'm cutting cane, I worked hard, and this guy just, he just wouldn't pay me properly, I worked hard. I was working as hard as that day, and I went,
he acknowledged they work hard.
this is the best day ever. And I was like, and he's like, I was working that hard, and I was like, do you understand that they didn't choose to work that hard, right? You get that they were beaten into that role. And he's like, oh, well, you can't really say that anymore, can't you? And I was like, no, you can't say that, Granddad. And he's like, yeah, well, I was working as hard as an African American I was. And I was like, that's not any better. I was like, I know that's more correct, but it's not.
It takes like the slightest edge off it.
Yeah. It's like getting stabbed with a spoon. It still fucking sucks. It's blunt, but it sucks.
I remember.
Pretty sure the definition of work is different too. Like, you
Yeah,
get
yeah.
paid for it to be called work.
Indentured slavery.
I was slaving as hard as it.
Yeah, that's right.
I remember when my family used to own the farm down in Gundawindi.
I remember my family used to own the plantation.
So it was a fucked up story. So basically, like my immediate family is like the poorest family in our whole family, right?
Oh, that's embarrassing.
Most it is. So most of our family is from Gundawindi, which is right on the border. But my immediate family found ourselves living in Bogabilla, which is the Aboriginal settlement across the river.
It definitely has a poor sound to it.
So we were like the only sort of white family in there. So I grew up as one of them.
You're like Gundawindi 8 Mile.
Yeah. Anyway, so the neighbor next to my rich family that had the farm, found a couple of them. They swam across the river one day, and he came home for lunch just as they were breaking into his house.
Yeah, we all know they can't swim, okay?
Anyway, he's fucking... One of them ran, but he's fucking made a noose, tied it around this guy's neck, tied it to his toe ball, and he's dragged this guy from his house. Like, it was all over the news, and it was even big news up here, and I was like, oh, I know that guy. Anyway...
That's lynching.
Yeah, and he fucking dragged him from...
I mean, I think they have to be elevated to be lynched.
It's called drawn and quartered.
I just think that's probably like a fun afternoon.
Yeah. But yeah, it was fucked up. As soon as I heard it, I was like, I'm not going to fuck with him anymore.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Fuck that.
Good times.
I don't know, man. I don't like
thinking about funny stuff, and you came in so dark.
Yeah. Oh no, you can't say fuck, dude. That's not. You can't say that anymore. You came in so traditional landowners.
Even
Let's say some good things.
Are these not good things? Fuck.
I actually clipped a video of so it's this dude that went to a heap of the protests on Australia Day.
Yeah.
And he just fucking like smokes these chicks by asking, like, they're there protesting and they've got no answers.
What are you protesting?
Is that the one? There's a dude I watched, and he goes, well, what do you like? Should we change the date?
It's that one.
Okay, cool. I won't ruin it for those people that haven't seen it.
I don't get, like, the date
pull it up.
isn't even the date that...
No, it's not. It's June 27th. No, so April 27th, 1770 is when he landed.
Hang on, I'll wait for Adrian.
Yeah.
But you've got to hear it.
I'm a white privileged female. She's wearing black mask. That's so racist. Yeah.
No, she's an ally.
Yeah.
Changing the date just means let's argue on a different date.
No,
that's all of it.
But this clip perfectly explains.
I thought this dude
argument,
fucking
100%.
nailed it.
Yeah.
Ready?
Yeah.
I'm not the person to talk to because I'm a white person who colonised this country as well. So talk to
You colonised this.
Look, I don't see many here. And you're here protesting.
Yeah, I was going to say
so I guess you are the right person to talk to, no?
I would never speak on behalf of First Nations people.
You're here protesting on behalf of...
Straight up. Rip.
Good. How you going, guys? What are we protesting today?
Yeah, that's right.
We are... Oh my God, I've just been put on the spot.
Do you want to change the date?
Come on, think about it.
Just realised I don't know.
Yeah.
Or abolish it? Which one?
Both.
Well, you can't have both. If you change it, you can't abolish it.
Okay. All right, well, I'll change the date then.
Change the date. To what date?
Okay, this is what I want.
May 8th. Mate.
Mate?
Yeah? Oh, that works.
So there's a lot of people here that want to abolish it, and they're not going to accept mate. Would you still protest with them when we change it to mate?
I don't know. Yeah, probably.
So why should anyone listen to you? Why should anyone listen
vote for
to
her.
people protesting to change the date if you're saying once it's changed,
We'll come back and protest.
you're still going to protest?
I'm sorry. I can't talk to you. You're not vaccinated.
Yeah. That's my favourite thing they do. That is my hands down favourite thing they do. That they just go, okay, well, this conversation has ended, okay?
I'm getting a phone call.
Yeah, and they just fucking walk off and they're like, well, I don't want to be part of this conversation anymore, so I could just walk away. I'm like,
is there a dialect happening? Oh, I gotta go.
You're like, fuck off, you dumb
Your questions are
slut.
aggressive. We're done.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like, and
Wait till I tweet about this.
and look, I mean, you could also take into the fact that half of these fucking videos that you watch like they probably interviewed 200 people that day, and 4 of them said dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
You know, and the other fucking 196. that
was good, math.
quick math. The other 100 that makes up. The other 196 people were just like, yeah, well, I think probably that we should abolish the date, but, you know, I'd be happy if we didn't, if we did, you know, like maybe very sound arguments, but, you know, we just, you know.
That doesn't get clicks.
No, 100%. That doesn't get clickbait at all. So it's this hard thing where what you're seeing on the internet is very, very fucking skewed. And you know what, that's one thing that I think people don't think about or don't understand at all when it comes to this sort of shit. It's like you can have these... I mean, I had a very civil conversation the other day on the internet with a group of people all discussing this issue, and it never got out of hand. Why? Because the person that was instigating that conversation didn't overstep that bound into saying something that can be considered racist.
Yeah.
You know, and it's very easy to be like, hey, look, let's all have this discussion, but let's do it civilly. Like, you know, and there were people that were in the comment section that were saying things that were 100% racist. You know, like, you don't say something like that and go, oh, I wasn't being racist.
Yeah, but I'm not racist, but following racist comments.
I'm not racist, but insert racist comment right here, you know. Now, you know, that just proves that you can have that conversation, but what we're seeing on the internet is so very heavily skewed in one direction where...
I'm the guy that, like, has a civilized debate with someone and then just, like, black emoji thumbs up.
I go yellow.
You Simpson.
You had to delete your Facebook because you couldn't play well with others.
Oh, I did.
You did.
I was spending way too much.
I don't know why I came up. I'm sure it was Ed Sheeran, and why I heard it, but he was talking about, and I think it might have been a while ago, about why he doesn't like social media, and pretty much what you said, that it's so toxic in that, like, it's people putting out what they want you to see, like the best part of their life. Right?
It's so much fucking worse than that, bro. It's the algorithm that's controlled by the social media companies that pushes, which we know now as to be 100% fact. There is no denying it with the fucking document leaks from Twitter. We 100% know that political parties were pushing different social media companies to push different agendas and different ideologies in their social media platforms. So that is 100% proven. It's
not even that. Alphabet agencies were like, CIA, FBI, all those were working with government who are working with social media companies.
Well, sometimes even directly with social media companies to have one side of that narrative. And funny, who came up with it? It's not me. It's 100% not me. I think it was Tim Dillon, I think it's Tim Dillon that said it. But anyway, I'm pretty sure it was a comedian who basically said, he's like, oh, no. It wasn't Tim Dillon. It was one of those guys, like, it was like one of Andrew Tate's little fucking acolytes that he's got, right? And they were talking about Andrew Tate and being like, if you're a woman, the only thing you will see about Andrew Tate is the misogynistic things that he says, right? If you're a guy, the only thing you're going to see is the positive things he says. Yeah. And that's the algorithm going, and creating this fucking... Because the amount of times that people have had that conversation, they go, well, if someone said this, you should protect all women are the most precious thing ever, blah, 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 blah. And they went, you know... What do you think? And they went, oh, well, that guy's, he's obviously a man. Like, that's exactly what that is. And he goes, cool, that was Andrew Tate. And they go, oh, I fucking hate him. Yeah. And you're like, you are so fucking brainwashed. But that responsibility doesn't lie on the person as far as I'm concerned. It relies on the constant stream of bullshit that they're getting fed through their fucking mobile.
The fact that, like, in the old days, culture and politics were separate.
Yeah, 100%.
One was downstream of the other.
Now
it's like,
but it's that tribal mentality, that group mentality that the left
one feeds
is just fucking known for.
Yeah,
like that whole the socialistic leftist Marxism fucking mentality is so fucking rife in political areas at the moment. It's just insane. And unless you know that history, you'll never see that. You're like, oh no, just let it be. And it's like, well, you know, me and my wife went to Vietnam and Cambodia, right? Where we did almost, I think, 3 weeks in Vietnam and Cambodia. So we went to like Pol Pot, which, if you know the story of Vietnam, or Pol Pot in particular, it was basically like the dude was almost used like a Hitler handbook in how to rise to power, and it very much the same way. You know, low income family, left, went to college, found a couple of groups that had like communist Marxist fucking mentality, joined those groups, was very gifted in the way he spoke, built up that group into be something that he wanted, and he basically, his ideology then grew from there, and it just built into a political party, and the political party just fucking took over. And like, didn't just take over, but like took over, like had the army rock up into a city, they evacuated their major cities, everyone got pushed into the farmlands, because he wanted to go back into traditional Vietnamese culture, which was farming and that sort of stuff, and basically because he came from a low-income family, viewed anyone with any sort of wealth as the enemy. And so it was like, you're a government official, you're this, you're that, you're 100% the enemy. If you're a family that has a middle income, like you've got that because you've held the lower class down, which he was part of. So that skewed mentality came from that. And I'm not saying that didn't happen. All I'm saying is that skewed mentality came from that until it got to a point where he grew that much power that he walked in. And then it went from being like everyone in the farmlands to then going, right, we're hunting down these people and we're executing them because they're just going to breed more of their people. So we need to stop them right now. And that's if you've not heard a press conference from the US where they're like, we need to hunt down the vaccinated, we need to find these people. It's like,
it's all the same language.
Replace the word vaccinated with middle class citizen. Your Pol Pot. Replace the word vaccinated with Jewish person. You're fucking Hitler. Replace the word vaccinated with Ukrainian or Russian person. You've got Stalin. Like the fact that this is the way that world has gone, and it always goes that way.
It eventually gets that way.
100%.
It's like the polarities of that. It's just echoed now, where it's like we want equality. We're going to tear everyone up here down, and we're going to put everyone equal on the bottom.
Instead of picking the bottom up.
Yeah.
But in saying that,
he's dying inside right now.
No, I'm sweet.
Oh. he's like,
he hates when he gets serious.
He's like, this is meant to be a comedy thing. Hey.
No, I like it.
I'm learning.
Don't worry. We're going to circle jerk at the end of this. Fine.
So Stalin.
Yeah.
Good people?
Buzzwords. Here we go. Oh, fuck, what was I saying?
Hitler bad.
That's right. Bad, dude. I've been to Auschwitz and stuff. I've got a great fucking Auschwitz joke. It's fucking phenomenal.
Okay. Let it rip.
Yeah, it's... dude, it's so fucking...
Ash has a comic that he gave me the other week, but I haven't put it on display.
I found it in my attic. It's a super...
That's Ash's Superman.
I just thought it was funny that was the title page. Just a giant Nazi.
You know what's fucking hilarious is that it might be a giant Nazi robot, but replace that with Iron Man. That's exactly the same comic.
Yeah,
100%. That is the same.
I think he is the bad guy, but they never really put the bad guy on the cover. Usually, it's the hero.
Is he the bad guy?
Yeah,
I assume so.
I dare say the giant Nazi robot is probably the bad guy.
Sorry, I'm not up to date with my world history.
Sometimes the bad guy wins. Have you seen the Joker?
Have you seen a US election at all? The bad guy always fucking wins, bro. Yeah.
What's wrong with bad?
Yeah, pull it up.
Oh yeah. No, that's cool.
You're the only person that said that's cool.
I thought it was cool. I didn't want to throw it out.
No, hold on to that for sure, bro. 100%.
Like you say, everything circles around. Will come. Nazis will be popular again.
Yeah,
I'm sure of it.
the jerk.
We're in good times right now, so
Yeah, that's right.
So we're ready for the bad times.
That's right, 100%. It's funny is like I train like a fucking beast, right? And I know this sounds very fucking blowing my own trumpet, but I follow people like David Goggins, Cameron Haynes. If you haven't heard of Cameron Haynes, cool. Yeah, Cameron Haynes is like a white Goggins.
Yeah.
But we'll always be like, oh no, I'm not.
The nicest Goggins.
Yeah. I don't know. He's got his podcast he's just released has been pretty good.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. He did like a release, like a promo video for it.
Yeah.
And he was like, hi, I'm Cameron Haynes. This is my podcast and we're going to take in... Actually, you know what? I don't give a fuck what your opinion is. I don't care if you don't like me. Yeah. It's something that I want to do.
Okay.
So, and he was like, okay, I like you.
That sounds so much like Rogan's like, make the podcast already.
Has Goggins got a podcast?
No, he does not give a shit about podcasts at all.
I suppose he's not really technology driven, is
he? He doesn't give a fuck about anything other than finding that next level. That's one of the things that I love about him so much is that like, he is an absolute ultimist.
How many books has he got? Just the
Two.
Yeah,
I'm still halfway through the first one.
Oh, dude, I've read the first one like 3 times, and I've listened to the audiobook like 4 times. It's really interesting. I'm at the moment. I'm in the middle of reading Beyond 12 Rules by Jordan Peterson.
Oh, yeah.
That's a fucking heavy book, bro.
Once again, I'm halfway through the first one.
Dude, that's I'm like
just got past the lobster.
Yeah, I'm like a quarter of the way through the second one. The first one I read again. I read that probably about 4 times.
Maps of Meaning apparently is pretty like in depth.
I listened to Maps of Meaning. Maps of Meaning is so.
I've listened to every lecture, but I haven't listened to the audio.
Dude, Maps of Meaning. Oh, fuck. I listened to that for like 6 months straight on to and from work. Okay. And in 6 months, I was probably about halfway through that book, and I had to turn it off because my mind was melting. Like,
there's
like,
so much information to take out.
You end up in this downward spiral of just like think about it, 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 and it's like think about it this way, think about it this way, think about it this way, think about it this way.
That's why you can go back and listen to it so many times.
And you just
pick out more shit.
yeah, and well, that's why I've read the book so many times. Like that, the 12 Rules of Life book literally saved my marriage and put me on the right path, right? And so I've got a lot of time for that book. I'm reading the second one at the moment. The second one is so much more heavy to the point where I've had to go back and I've read paragraphs again and again and again. And like I said, every single time I'm like rereading it going, okay, well, that's what he's getting at. But what he's also getting at is this as well. Okay, cool. And like I thought about it a bunch. But it's that's one of the hardest books I've read to try and get through. And I don't read as much as I would like to tell people I read, so it makes me sound smart. But I read a lot compared to a lot of people I know.
People don't really read anymore.
No, 100%. People don't really read all that much anymore.
I was in an op shop today and I was staring at the books. And there was like a category, it was like philosophy. I'm like, I wonder if there's anything good in here. And then I'm looking at some of the titles are pretty cool. I was like, this would be a good book to read. And then Katie's standing there. And I'm like, I wish I'd just read a book, eh? Like, I just don't have time with 2 kids.
Yeah,
and if I'm in bed, I have to look at my phone. I'll be doing something on YouTube or some shit.
So
that's where that discipline comes in. Like, me and my wife now, we're trying to make it this year. Like, I've got 4 books to read this year. And we're trying to make it this year, like, we're in bed by about 10. Sometimes I I'll hit bed at like 9:30 because I'm normally up at about 4:45, 5 o'clock in the morning, and I've been doing that for the last year and a half ever since I had a kid. So I've been up that early, but like I get up to during the night as well. And the whole thing is again, it's going, how far can I push this? On average, I'm sleeping. I get 6 hours of broken sleep a night.
It gets better.
Yeah. Oh no, and it definitely has already. Like 100% has already. I mean, the hard thing is like my wife sleeps through fucking everything, bro. Like she has the baby monitor there, and it's like
she's like one eye open,
bro. I get up to her, and like she'll get up and she'll be like, "Oh, I was gonna get up," and I was like, "It's been going for fucking minutes. Like I've been up for minutes now. Like what are you fucking talking about?" Anyway,
like, when I'm coming back.
Yeah. She's like, I didn't even hear her, and I was like. Shocking. Do you know how I know that? Because I got up 4 fucking times. Yeah. Anyway, so like 6 hours of broken sleep. I train in the morning. I'll train for about an hour and a half. I work for 10 hours a day, and then I come home, and then I'll do the nighttime routine most of the time because that's my time with her. And then I might watch a TV show, have some dinner. I'm either doing comedy or I might be working out that night. So sometimes I do like 2 a days just for shits and giggles. I'll do like an hour and a half in the morning, and then I'll do like maybe a 5 to 10K run. At the moment, I'm sort of averaging like 7 or 8 Ks. So just, doing that in the night time's just fun. Just mainly because running's the only thing that I've found that puts me on that absolute point where I'm like, I fucking hate this. Yeah. I can be in the hardest workout that I put I'm
the opposite, man. Like running is so relaxing, even though I'm like fucking myself.
So I've only just started running again since like December. Obviously, I don't fucking look like a super athlete.
What? No.
So
I didn't think that at all.
I've started taking steps. So I started running, and I've started trying to like read a book. I'm trying to read 1 book a month
while running.
Yeah. But I think that's why I like running as well. Because like if I'm like I get in fucking super dark moods. And if I'm running and I'm like struggling for breath and I just hate my life, I'm like, this is good.
Oh yeah, 100%, bro.
If you're not doing that, you're not doing it right.
Yeah, it feels it's like as close as you can get to death, I reckon, without dying. And
well, there's two runs that I do around my place in Cairns, right? So there's an 8.5K track.
What part of Cairns are you from?
So I live in Red Lynch.
Okay, I don't know any.
Oh, that's interesting. Where are you from? Fuck if I know.
My wife's from Gordonvale.
Oh yeah, okay, all right, no worries.
That's all I know.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool. So like,
You're a mountain.
she's probably related to 90% of the people in Gordon Vale.
Probably.
They're married to each other. Gordon Vale's like, where do you live? Gordon Vale. Oh yeah, how big is your property? That's 100%.
An acre.
Yeah, there you go.
That's a Cairns joke.
Yeah,
I don't know. Probably.
Yeah. That like equates to like down here, it's like, oh, you're from Loganley. Oh, that's cool. How many family members has you fucked? Like, that's the equivalent.
Actually, on that topic, she she asked me something the other day.
Yeah.
Randomly, she's like, why can't you marry
Ejaculate.
a family member? And I was like, well, probably because of like having a kid, shit would go wrong and shit. And she's like, well, why can't you gay marry a family member? Because two brothers getting married can't share DNA with a child, so there's nothing wrong with it because gay marriage is illegal. Will we get to that point where we start like allowing it? Like as long as you can't like
to be honest, dude,
you can gay marry.
Dude, the WEF at the moment is trying to relax fucking laws on pedophilia.
Yeah,
We're, they're like, hey, guys, hey. When you really think about it, as long as they're not actively fucking kids,
yeah.
Is it that bad?
If you can justify it.
Have you guys seen that?
She's really mature.
Have you guys seen that 23-year-old?
That 8-year-old's body.
Yeah.
Oh, that dude is 100% hit the pedophile fucking jackpot.
Yeah, 100%.
He was like, finally.
Wait, what is this?
It's like
Dude,
it's like an old
23-year-old
lady.
body, 23-year-old woman who has a genetic disorder, or
it's
she's
like
got
a
Benjamin
Button thing.
Yeah. She's got a genetic disorder. She's basically grew into to an 8-year-old's body type, and then hasn't grown past that point. But maturity wise, she's matured past that point. Wow. So she's 23 years old, and she has the body of a 12-year-old, of an 8-year-old girl.
Oh man,
Her face is kind of like mature though, like an older person.
It's like a walking, talking, fuck it, pussy.
she's like an in proportion little person. What do you call them?
Yeah.
Because usually
they're not real. Dude, they freak me out on a
seen one in
whole
real
different level. Yeah, I know. So have I. I ran out of the fucking hospital.
They're only on Game of Thrones.
But TLC or something's made like a TV show around her. Obviously,
Yes,
Can she have
they're
a
just
kid?
trying to monetize off her, and they made her go to a sex shop the other day, and it's just like,
bro, that's
And
you know what it is.
it's the shit that you wanna
this
see.
is the fucking thing that's happening at the moment. They're like, perfect.
Yeah.
We have a sexually mature older person in the body of a child. Let's make her do a porn.
Imagine
like,
the money
they are like the
Imagine the offers she'd be having thrown at her.
Yeah, 100%, bro, 100%. It's so fucking ridiculous. And I mean, the hard thing being is that she's been brought up in the era of, well, this is exactly what you need to do in life. Like, she's like, I'm going to make money off being this person.
Good on her.
And yeah, well, you know what?
Yeah.
I mean, legally, she's not probably a real person, so.
you're
You're a figment of my imagination.
Yeah, dude.
I mean-
Bro, Play School has them. It's fucked. Dude, funniest thing, we're watching Play School the other night. This is funny. We're watching Play School the other morning. We're sitting down at, I think it was Thursday morning when I was flying out here, so I flew out later, but we're watching Play School and there's a fucking little person on it, right? I so wanted to say the other word, just for shits and giggles, but...
Say it. I don't think you can not say it.
a woman.
The M word.
Oh, dude, I'll tell you a joke. I've got this. This is fucking funny. So I did this joke last night at the Cellar, right? And I wrote it yesterday in my hotel room. I wrote it yesterday. And the reason why I was writing it, because I was listening to fucking NWA. And so I wrote this joke and I was like, I'll say the N word all the time when I'm alone in my car.
Yeah.
In traffic. Like all the fucking time. Like it's not even I'm like N the whole time. Like, oh, definitely. And I was like, or to one of my close friends in a text message. And like the audience for white people just went, fuck, we all do that. And I was like, oh dude, 100%.
The only time you're not allowed to say it is when people around who will be offended.
Yeah.
It's when those people are around.
100%.
It sounds so much like all right, everyone put your hands up now. Put your hand down if you don't do this.
Yeah. Oh, dude, and like one of my mates came up to me afterwards, and he goes, bro, that N-word joke is fucking hilarious, and I was like, 'cause everyone does it.
Yeah.
100%. Like that is the one thing that every white person does when they're alone. They're listening to a song, and they'll be like, oh yeah, just break your neck. They're like, yeah, and I listen to that song all the time, and 100% of the time I'll be saying it. 100% of the time. But I just want to, like, It's different from calling somebody that.
Yeah.
It's a separate
context.
that. Yeah.
Context.
Yeah,
Why do I
100%.
There was a chick who got cancelled from. She was like on a TikTok. or
No,
something,
did you see the
rapping-
dude? Did you see the dude that lost his scholarship?
Yeah, maybe it was that. Yeah. He he was just rapping along in a
Yeah,
TikTok and he just said the word,
that's
singing the
word.
lyrics.
That's right. So he's singing the song in his car and he says the lyric.
Yeah.
And yeah, they took away his scholarship and everything.
And
Like-
because people dobbed him into his own school.
Yeah.
I don't know if you, like what kind of music you listen to, but Morgan Wallen is like one of the biggest fucking country stars like in the world at the moment. And during the whole COVID thing, he was at a like little house party with some of his mates, and he's on his driveway, and they're filming him. He's just on his driveway, and he starts rapping, and he says the N word,
Work.
and they put it straight on TikTok, and it just fucking cancelled him.
Yeah, but look, 100%. Like, I don't think that's the right thing that happened to that dude for that reason, for that particular reason. But smarten the fuck up. Like,
Yeah,
honestly,
well,
how
yeah.
fucking
You know what's gonna
stupid.
Especially if you're like
But he
so
would-
big and like,
If you're,
Yeah.
dude, if you're a bit like at the moment, I could probably make that joke, and it's never going to happen. Like, you might get one person that's like,
Thing is,
But
it,
like,
it,
in 10
it
years
I'm
they'll
a
pull it back
fuck,
and they'll
yeah,
fuck
yeah,
you
I'm
up.
a fucking
retrospectively.
nobody. But
Luckily
at
for-
that point, I would have, I would have done the whole skin transplant thing, and I would have become one. So
Luckily
I'm
for
going to
him,
be,
though,
I'm going to
he's
be
fucking-
Kanye 2.0.
No, blackface is not okay.
Yeah. No, but black body is.
If you're a weightlifter.
Yeah.
Working out.
Yeah.
Meet my 8-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah.
Have you ever
from
done
Africa.
black body?
Hey,
Have you ever done black body with all your working out?
black body with all my working out. What do you mean?
You
See
know,
that
like
thing, like-
bodybuilders?
People that go into like bodybuilding competitions. And
Oh,
Yeah.
like done the, how they
Super tan.
they
Super-
fucking yeah.
But they don't
They
have
are-
a face anymore.
yeah,
Yeah,
gotta
they're
let
doing
less.
100% brown face, but it's like brown body. No, I've never. Mainly because I think anyone who goes into bodybuilding competitions are fucking losers. Oh, bro, 100%. Like I'm all for, fitness levels and all that sort of shit, 100%. But if you're only doing it so that you can go into a competition and have people go, oh, you're so good, like, don't get me wrong, and
What kind of people go to those competitions?
bodybuilders.
have you
Just other bodybuilders.
You ever seen like you're like, put it this way, you ever seen a chick that you knew growing up and then you're like, oh, she's a really nice girl, and then like for some reason you see her later and you're like, is she got fake lips? The fuck? Okay, no worries. And then like a little bit later you're like, does she fucking get her eyebrows done? What the fuck's going on there? And then
like
like
a
you just see this
fucking
progression. Like those people are the people that go to bodybuilding competitions. Like
Yeah,
just
we had heaps of them
absolute
at our school.
fucking thoughts, man. Just absolute thoughts go to that shit.
Or the dysmorphic.
That and dudes that want to fuck guys so badly, but don't.
Guilty.
those guys.
Goddamn F words.
Yeah, the goddamn bundle of sticks. But in saying that, I've always wanted to just for shits and giggles because these guys like they put a lot of they put a phenomenal amount of effort in. You can't argue with their work ethic when it comes to developing their body in that way. But I've always wanted to go to one and just enter one for shits and giggles and just be like, I do all of the same shit for zero of your reasons, and I want to go into one just so I can smoke them. Like, I just want to go into one and be like third place, and I was like,
Fucking
enjoy
Hamish,
your fucking.
Hamish
Yeah, I
from
saw you
Hamish
got-
and Andy.
Yeah.
He entered one in America and just
Yeah.
got 1 second or whatever.
No, he won because he was the only one in the weight class.
Oh, did
Yeah,
you win?
yeah, that's right, that's right.
yeah.
Superfly.
Yeah. They went. We don't really normally have a flabby category, but we.
I guess you win.
We've
comedy
got it now. I mean, technically, on stage, you are the white guy, so here's your privilege.
Did they brown him up?
No. He went in full blown white. Yeah. He went in fucking looking like a piece of paper.
Fuck yeah. We should probably hit some of these questions.
Oh yeah, you got questions?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Let's
Did
do
you
that.
get some?
Yeah.
Like actual
Fuck
ones?
yeah, let's.
Wasn't me.
See what
Did
you
you
can
get
do.
questions from people, or are these questions you just thought up?
No, these are from people. These
Oh,
are all,
fuck.
we're on a
Instagram.
roll now.
Ah.
The first like one or two were like us.
Oh, I missed out on last week's question. I had to bail mid
Oh, yeah,
podcast.
Oh,
Keep
right.
So see what you can do with this one. Fucking. Why is there a D in fridge but not refrigerator?
Well, that's easy because the English are fuckheads. That is 100%. No, you know what it is? You know what it comes down to? It's that the English language is like it's 4 different original languages that they've blended into one. So you'll get things like fridge with a D and refrigerator without one, right? Because the dialects that they come from. So you might get refrigeration, but like the wording that they use, like Asian comes from, ancient fucking, Greek or whatever. And that's how they blend these words together. And the English language itself is such a retarded fucking idea. Like, they're like, oh yeah, this word's phone, PH. And you're like,
Night.
but we have F for that. And they're like, yeah, but also.
But this is...
And you're like, okay, cool. So like F and PH, they sound the same. And they're like, yeah, but also GH. Yeah. And you're like, but GH, and they're like, no.
But it is.
But then,
Trust me.
but then GHT doesn't sound like that at all. And you're like, what the fuck is going on?
That's like the Mercedes one you sent.
Oh yeah, in a group chat today, I sent the biggest stoner thought. It was like,
When I'm in the shower.
yeah, it was like, oh, what did people spend 40 minutes in the shower for? And then Snoop retweeted, oh, I spent an hour in the shower thinking about Mercedes, how it has 3 E's in it, and each one sounds different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that also...
You actually answered the question.
Yeah, I know. That's the most legit answer we've ever had to a question. And I was looking at that going, what the fuck are we going to say to that?
He has the ability of answering
I know.
like questions that don't have answers. So what came first, chicken or the road? The egg.
Chicken or the egg? Chicken or the road?
What do you mean the road?
Why did the chicken cross the egg?
To get to the other road.
Yeah.
That's an easy equation. Chicken or the...
There actually
it's
is an answer.
100%. It's 100% the chicken. 100% the chicken. Whether
So
you
how did the
believe...
first chicken get in?
But easily, because
the first
whether there's two different belief structures, right? There's evolution and there's creation. So either way, creation either created a chicken or evolution actually evolved the chicken. So it doesn't matter. The chicken always comes first, 100% of the time.
Right. Full stop.
Full stop.
Where the
No
chicken come from?
fucking arguments. The
Prove
chicken
me
came
wrong.
from God.
Yeah. God is the answer.
God is the answer for everything.
All right, next one. You rather eat a bar of chocolate that tastes like poo or a bar of poo that tastes like chocolate?
Oh, that's an easy one too.
Poo.
Bar of poo,
I eat
bro.
the poo.
100%.
That tastes like chocolate.
Yeah, 100%. You seen 2 girls, 1 cup?
Worked out for them.
Fucking soft serve. You know that,
Wait a minute.
that was all fake?
Was it?
Was it?
Yeah, 100%.
No,
100%. The chicks.
You're about to ruin my childhood.
No, I'm definitely going to ruin. I'm definitely going to ruin.
I'm
some
deleting this from my favorites.
It's funny. It's like, watch this video. I'll ruin your childhood. Now I'm going to double ruin your childhood.
exactly.
Don't
I
you see
lost
it come
so
out of
many
their
ejaculates. Hey,
Don't you
is
see
it
it come
then?
out of their ass?
yeah, 100%. It was all fake. 100%.
How?
So they actually, what they did is they actually injected chocolate mousse into her ass, and then that's what's coming out is actually chocolate mousse. And it's all chocolate ice cream. They put peanuts in
Still
that.
wouldn't
sort
eat
of
it.
shit. Hey, look, man.
I'm just a guy.
I'm just a guy with a white t-shirt trying to be another guy.
I wouldn't be wearing a white t-shirt. That's
But yeah, 100%. They both came out and they're like that. Because they're talking about it was a podcast where a bunch of whores were talking about how I love. By the way, that is the best word to describe a fucking prostitute, in my opinion, is whore.
It's accurate.
It's so good. It held such connotation. It's like cunt used to hold, as far as I'm concerned. I say whore on the microphone in front of people, and they're all like, "Ooh,
Oh, really?
mate, yeah." Like that.
Was that like in the old days the proper word to use?
Yeah,
It became a
100%.
discriminant-
100%. Yeah, 100%. It's the same as mentally challenged used to be retard.
Yeah.
And that was a medical definition, was retarded was a medical definition.
You use that for like, the engine's like this is the retarded mechanism
Yeah,
for
yeah,
the
yeah.
throttle or something.
Oh, but you still use that in engine.
But you probably get cancelled as a mechanic.
Yeah. This engine's retarded. What's it in? A Datsun.
Remember when the Black Eyed Peas came out with Let's Get
yeah,
Retarded?
Oh man,
yeah.
that's a sick song.
That
They
was a
fuck-
sick. That
they
was a
fuck-
sick song. You know, it's funny. Now we just call them leftists.
They can leave.
Sorry, what was the question again?
The chocolate or the poo?
Oh yeah,
Poo.
no, yeah.
Chocolate poo.
That's 100%. I mean,
I think health-wise, I'd have to just tough through the taste of
I
shit.
see,
eating
like, I
normal
get
chocolate.
that too. And then I was like, I'm going to eat this poo and I'm going to be so sick. So I don't know.
Unless it's healthy poo, I get a fecal transplant.
That's not how you get a fecal transplant.
no, that's not how you
I
get a
thought you
fecal
eat,
transplant.
or they pump shit into your stomach.
No, that's being a comedian when you eat shit.
in your stomach. They don't get a tube and human centipede you.
Bro,
I thought they did.
No. What do you think? What do you think's the easier way to get
Wait.
to your fucking area where fecal matter's kept? Do you
need
think
to-
it's through the mouth, or do you think it's through maybe another hole that exists?
I need to check if my doctor's got credentials.
because he gave me a shit covered log.
Yeah, eat this. It tastes like chocolate.
I thought it was replacing bacteria with healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
you
is
can make a tablet.
in your
So-
colon.
So they go back up.
Yeah.
I thought they had
that's
to bypass.
no.
Shelve it, bro.
Chew it down.
Jesus fucking Christ. You know, yeah, dude, my brain just went into this whole direction where I was like, I'm not going to say that on a microphone. I'm definitely not 100% saying
In 10 years, it's going to be fine.
I think the most effective way would be scissoring assholes.
This is not trying to get babies.
Okay.
All right, go hit us next.
As Doug Stanhope says, that's the equivalent of holding two open buckets together and hoping something happens.
All right. What is a song you can't stop listening to at the moment?
No, it's the Naruto parody rap from a drill guy in the UK.
Really?
Fucking phenomenal. Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's a Naruto rap, but it's done in the style of drill.
Okay.
And it's UK drill, and it's fucking amazing. And it's just like the hardest hitting beats and great lines. That's one that I can't stop listening to at the moment. One that is always a go back for me is Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone. Fucking nothing makes me happier than listening to that song. Yeah,
I think
100%.
that came on today for me, actually.
There's a guy who sings it. He does a cover of it, and it's fucking phenomenal. It's absolutely great. Or that, or Stained by can't fucking think of him now.
Mine would be any Blippy song, but it's not by choice.
What's any Blippy song?
Yeah, I have to listen to it because it's
Oh,
always
you don't
on.
know what Blippy is.
No.
You'll know. You'll know.
You'll get there. You'll get there.
He's
It
a
might
guy.
fall off
It's
by
a kid thing.
Blippy.
Alexa, never play me Blippy.
Oh, you're gonna get now.
That'll give two girls, one cup a new meaning.
There's no music in
Blippy.
that?
You'll get into Blippy and then you'll investigate
Oh.
Blippy and you'll see his past.
So
So he's basically like
just
a
a
child.
cartoon.
Yeah, he's basically a child.
He's like the boy version of that girl.
entertainer on YouTube, right? All the kids in the world are obsessed with
He's a grown dude who just,
him. Yeah.
hey, I'm
But
a
before
fucking
that-
immature guy, and he just does fun things.
Before he did that, he
Kill
used
yourself.
to be in the military. And then he, I forget what the video
He was definitely
now.
in the Navy.
Now,
It
when-
was
when-
the Harlem Shake.
Oh, he was
and he just
100%.
shat on his
Harlem.
mate or something.
Yeah, before he was like a child entertainer, there's like a viral video of him.
Does he entertain child or he is a child?
No, he's a grown
I
man.
think,
child.
well, he would, he just, yeah.
So he carries on like a child, but he does like educational things. And it's just super cringe to watch.
Yeah.
until you get used to it.
100% likes
But-
to fuck kids.
But if you look back, there's a viral video of him shitting on his mate.
Yeah.
Explosive diarrhea on his
God.
mate. It's hilarious.
You know, these people deserve to be killed with a hammer, as far as I'm concerned.
Pelosi'd.
Oh, dude, 100%. Like, just keep going until you can't lift your arm anymore, is what I mean. Like, just fuck, man. Like, we don't need these people on this planet. Like, we don't need these fucking people on this planet.
I'm not sure
100%.
he's a bad guy. Like, he hasn't done anything wrong. I'm just saying.
He just
like,
shat on
he's-
his mate once.
He's just got some good catchy songs
Yeah.
about fire trucks and shit. So.
I know. No, I missed that Blippy thing.
Yeah, my kids are out of it now. I'm pretty.
No,
happy.
like I never got into it.
I'm sort of keeping a minute because I do enjoy the songs.
No.
Wait. Rewind. You never answered if you're gonna eat shit or not.
Oh yeah, I would. I'd probably eat the shit that tastes like chocolate.
Cool. I'm glad we covered that.
I'm pretty sure at
David
some
Goggins
stage,
would eat that shit.
Yeah.
Then he'd vomit it back up. Then he'd re-eat it.
I'm pretty sure at some stage I've probably eaten some form of shit.
I know you
just
ate
to
go
dare.
off a toilet floor. You fucking idiot.
There's
Yeah.
a video of they do like this green light, I think, where they flush a toilet and show you how much spray comes back up.
The fecal matter.
Yeah, fuck. Close your lid before you flush the toilet.
That's fine. You got so much shit on your phone anyway. You put that on your face. So.
True.
The bacteria that's coming out of your toilet is probably less aggressive than the bacteria that's already located in your mouth anyway.
True.
The reason why the bacteria in our mouth is so hardcore is because of that reason, because of things like, evolutionary wise, we were breathing in shit all the fucking time. And, it's just to not have that sickness, and for our immune system, we had to build up that fucking high level of toxicity. Like, if you get bitten by somebody, there's a high chance you're going to end up with some sort of like hardcore infection from it. Because just the level of bacteria that's in somebody's bite, and they don't have to have anything. It's just their bite alone. If they start breathing the skin, they get into your bloodstream. You'll get a mass infection from it.
True.
Pretty hectic shit. So if someone ever bites you, kill them. That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying.
Any more questions?
Bring it.
One last one.
Yeah.
So, would you get circumcised to last longer?
Getting circumcised makes you quicker. You feel it way more.
No. It removes over like 52,000 nerve endings.
Yeah,
100%. People that are circumcised are like, I love sex. It's like, you have zero idea of what you're actually getting yourself into. Like, I'll fuck a cup with a sponge in it versus you having sex, and that's going to be the same level of feeling that you get.
I'm going to put it back on.
Yeah.
I kept it.
100%. Removing the foreskin removes at least I'm sure it's like something like 52,000 different nerd endings. No, it isn't. It isn't just skin. That's where all your fucking good bits are.
But skin has so many receptors.
But put it this way.
Get the anatomy of a dick up.
No, well, you can think about it this way, right? The head of your penis is equivalent to a clitoris. Mm-hmm. It's the same. The clitoris is way more sensitive, but that's because it's such a smaller area, whereas the head of the penis is quite a large area compared to. That's it's a facial. The clitoris is a facial penis. Yeah. At the end of the day, that's why you'll see bodybuilders.
It's a retarded penis.
That's 100%. That's what my wife says I have.
A clitoris.
No. yeah. Well, she doesn't say that. She says you got a vagina pussy. Hard enough.
Of course.
Yeah. But that's only because I cry after sex.
What are you doing?
I'm sure there's probably people out there who've experienced.
But female bodybuilders that juice, they get extended clitorises. They get bigger clits, and that's because their testosterone levels increasing. So it develops that part of their anatomy.
Yeah.
In answer to your question, no, I wouldn't get circumcised.
To last longer.
No, not to last longer. All I have to do is, just think about things.
Yeah.
That's. I'm like ADHD, so for me, I can think about 15 different things all at the same time, not to come.
I'm already circumcised, but I'd probably knock another layer of skin off just to last a bit longer. Get over that minute mark.
I try to do the alphabet backwards, but I get to Z and I'm done.
Yeah.
Z.
Nah.
Did you want to read any of that out? Or?
I was hoping it was just going to be a quick
That's fine.
foreskin provides some sort of gel.
Gel. Numbing cream.
Yeah.
Well, you can get chicks can buy throat numbing cream.
Mm.
You can get and also anal numbing cream and that sort of stuff. If they want to go that far.
In the porn industry.
Hey,
they probably have it in the porn industry.
Oh, dude, that's 100%. You ever think that you see this little, petite blonde chick getting throat fucked to God by this humongous 9-inch black cock and think it probably feels good.
I can't help think, but you have a dad and he's probably watching.
Oh, dude, I got this joke that I do about not being able to watch porn anymore because I'm a dad now. Because I got a little girl. So now when I watch porn, I just go straight to the comments section and start leaving comments. I'm like, oh my God, I'm proud of you. Give
some validation.
We love you.
The comments are fucking hilarious.
That's too many. Come home.
It's past curfew.
Yeah, 100%. It's I just want to get to a point where I can hug the stripper out of her. So,
ages ago, I was listening to a podcast, and it wasn't one I usually listen to, but it was they were interviewing this porn actress.
Yeah.
It just popped up in suggested.
Mm-hmm.
I was like,
sure, it did.
I wouldn't mind, but I saw it, I'm like, I wouldn't mind hearing their side of everything.
Yeah.
And they were just it was 3 dudes, and she was just this little redheaded girl, and they're like, oh, so when was the first time you had sex? She's like, oh, I think I was 14 or 15.
Yeah, these are damaged fucking females.
And she's like, I think I was 14, 15. It was a sleepover. And the guy's like, oh, yeah, that's nice. And no, it's not, you fucking seed.
I think you're doing it the wrong way.
Don't react to that.
Yeah. You should sit there and go, interesting. And what was your relationship with your father like?
Yeah. Daddy left.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I got this joke about being called daddy. It's fucking gold. Hey,
by your daughter?
No. But the whole thing about there's guys out there like being called daddy, and I was like, I never got that. I never once was like, that could be a thing I like. That's fucked up as far as I'm concerned.
One step closer to becoming a what do they call it? Minor attracted person.
A fucking map.
Minor maps.
Maps, man.
I can't believe they renamed that. Why would you rename it?
Yeah. Dude, it's the same reason they're trying to reduce fucking laws and restrictions on pedophiles. It's oh no, they've never done anything, so they're cool. It's fuck off, dude.
Pedophile is a group name of a lot of different things.
Age
categories have different
names. Don't explain it. Have you seen that? Have you seen that stand up? There's a dude.
Oh, yeah, I have
the,
seen that.
The
Yeah,
dude
yeah,
that
yeah.
does a joke, and he's like, so technically a pedophile is, and he explains like the different levels, and he's like, but it's really hard to explain that without sounding like a pedophile.
I'm so good.
I'm so true.
Yeah, there's ones that are attracted to kids. Then there's like preteen,
preteen,
and then there's like
prepubescent,
just almost adult,
just on the cusp, and that sort of stuff. It's so fucking weird, and it's the same. Like it's the same thing as like if you, and I apologize to anyone who if they do this, but if you require ask your female that you're with to shave. Like
ask them to
like that's your requirement is like hey, you should be clean shaven. Like I
don't feel like that. I mean, it probably started as like I don't know. I just feel like
you know what it was. It was a
generation.
It was a generation of guys that were like, I'm not fucking eating pussy anymore if it's gonna look like a 40-year-old's face. Like I'm just not doing it anymore.
If I've got some toothpicks by the bed,
100%. I'm not doing it anymore. Like I'm just done with it. It was the same thing like when chicks are like, I don't like sucking dick that isn't circumcised. It just looks so ugly. I'm like, bitch, put it in your face. Shut up.
Yeah. Well,
and then I get told no, and then I go and jerk off. So it's fine.
I had not the argument, but we had like having kids. Like, do we circumcise? Do we not? And
well, if it's a female, I hope not.
Well, she wanted to, and then I didn't want to. And I was like, what if something goes wrong and loses his dick or some shit? Because like statistically, infections
happens.
And all this shit. Yeah. It's pretty common, but no one wants to talk about it.
Yeah.
And
also,
she goes, but uncircumcised dicks are so ugly. Like, I'm like, well, if he finds the perfect girl and she sees his dick and goes ew, and then leaves him, maybe she wasn't the right one. Like,
also, I love having this conversation with chicks about it because I'm like, have you ever squatted over a mirror before? Because your shit looks like a fucking wallet. Like there's that many folds in it. It's fucking insane. It's like the fucking drop curtain at a fucking opera, bro. Like it's brown and it's just fucking. It's like a maze. Like how the fuck do you get through it? So you want me to fix my shit? Fix your shit first. Is what I'm saying. Like this shit looks like the Predator's mouth. Like, it's fucked up. Less aggressive though. Yeah. Less aggressive.
Does this thing come with a Refidex or what?
That's
Have you seen the meme and it's like it's zoomed in and it's sideways and it's like the McDonald's burger?
Yeah.
It looks legit.
Yeah. That's the dream, man.
That'd fuck a Big Mac. Fillet of fish.
Oh, fuck yeah. All right.
Yeah.
We happy to end it there?
Yeah, let's do that.
On the Big Mac.
All right.
That sounds great.
Yeah, we'll end it on the Big Mac. Cheers for coming in.
Yeah. Thank you.
No worries, man. Thanks very much for having me. It was an absolute pleasure.
Oh, no worries, mate. Anytime. Next time you're back down here.
Yeah, 100%. I'll be definitely coming down to do shows and stuff like that, so I'll hit you up for sure.
Sweet ass. All right. See you
Awesome.
later.
Catch up.
Later.